Hi YouTube, how are you doing? And welcome back to Phasmophobia. Today, we are going to be doing the hardest challenge in all of Phasmophobia. I have finally reached level 100, have unlocked all of the tier 3 items, and I haven't done an apocalypse challenge in a while, so I thought I'd make a little video about it, how you yourself can do this as well. This challenge is how you get these beautiful trophies right here. If you do the apocalypse challenge, you'll get this golden trophy. What is it and how do you do it? You can check over here. If you go to the chart, there's this, or to the bulletin board right here, there are these challenges. You can read what you have to do. The hardest challenge we can offer, good luck, you'll need it. You have to go to Sunny Meadows, the big version, in single player, and then during the contract, you have to do all of the following while your reward multiplier is 15 times, which is the highest in the game. You have to get the ghost, you have to get all of the optional objectives, and you have to take a ghost photo. And then you get an absolutely beautiful badge that I'll show you after we presumably do it today. Now, I want to give you a bunch of tips. Starting off, before even going into the game, there's a few things you want to do. First of all, you need to be level 90 in order to do this. You could technically be at the level where you unlock the headgear tier 3, but even being level 90 and unlocking the tier 3 crucifix is also going to be very useful. You absolutely need, though, the tier 3 headcam. Without that, this is basically impossible and you're just torturing yourself. So make sure that you have the tier 3 headcam unlocked. And also, make sure that you don't just add every item while doing this, because you're probably going to die quite a few times. So if you just spam with all the items, you're going to lose a lot of money. What do you need? You need 2 crucifixes, all of the firelights, at least 1 headgear. I would recommend 2 igniters in case you lose one of them somehow. Very important, counterintuitively, you want the tier 1 smudge sticks, no higher tier, because the ghosts are going to be so fast that, and you're going to be so slow, because it's the highest difficulty, that if you have any higher tier smudge stick, it's actually going to make it harder to get away from the ghost when you smudge it, because if you use the tier 3, for example, it's going to freeze the ghost in place. You're not going to be able to run away very fast, and then it's immediately going to blow you up after the smudge stick runs out. So make sure to run tier 1. You can also do what I sometimes do is tier 2 salts, because if you have a hard time figuring out the ghost, if it gets slower because of the salt during the hunt, but I'd just leave this at tier 3 because it can sometimes save you as long as you pay attention to it. So yeah, make sure to have tier 1 smudge sticks. That's very important. And then another thing that's very important, how do you even set it up? You go into the custom difficulty, you go to presets right here, and then you load up Apocalypse tier 3. Now, a tip for me to you, a little sneaky tip, is that you can actually change the difficulty slightly without changing the reward. So we're at 15 times right now. What I recommend you do is go over to Ghost and then go into the event frequency here and turn it up to medium. This will still give you a 15 times multiplier, thus still giving you the reward, but it makes getting a ghost event slightly easier, thus makes getting a ghost photo slightly easier. So that's going to help you out. And then you also want heavy rain here in case it's set to fog. I think fog is also still, oh no, fog is not even 15 times. So yeah, you want heavy rain for those lightning strikes that will provide some light as well. So yeah, we're gonna hop in now. It's gonna be an absolute struggle. We're gonna go to Sunny Meadows. Let's go. So yeah, welcome to Apocalypse Challenge. This is insanely hard. So what you're going to notice immediately is that we are 50% speed right now. We are extremely slow, and that's what you're going to be dealing with the whole time. There's not going to be any sprinting. It's just going to be 50% speed while the ghosts are 150% speed. You have no sanity, no grace period, no setup time, obviously. It's just going to be the absolute insanity that this game has to offer. Now, the first thing you want to check when you load into a game is check your objectives. You have to complete all of the objectives. So if you have really hard objectives here, you don't want to do those. So what you're looking for is repel and cleanse and escape. Those are the 3 super easy objectives during this that you're always going to complete. So if you get 2 of those, you're usually in the clear. Now, I have Firelight objective, which could be hard depending on where the ghost is. I'm going to roll with it because if it's close to the chapel, it's probably going to blow out one of the candles that's in the chapel anyway. So we're just going to roll with this. Now, we're not going to have any flashlights because one of the modifiers is that flashlights are disabled. That is also why you have to wait until the tier 3 headcam to be able to do this, because the tier 2 headcam counts as a flashlight and will thus be disabled during the Apocalypse Challenge. Now we're gonna start, because of the new changes with the lighter not counting as an inventory, like it has a special slot, you can hold 3 items. What do you want to have? I would recommend either 3 smudge sticks to make yourself super safe, or what I like to do sometimes is 2 smudge sticks and a crucifix just in case you have a banshee or a wraith that is gonna like get close to you, or a phantom as well, that are gonna use their abilities to get close to you and then blow you up with the 0 grace period maximum speed hunt right away. This will prevent that and keep you safe, and then it'll actually be really good. Did I not grab the key like a dumbass? This is a tutorial on how to beat the challenge, not to... This is not a general tutorial, apparently. A fucking walk of shame. A turbo walk of shame because of the 50% speed. Anyway, okay, so you're gonna immediately be hunted. So the first thing you want to do is just be safe and make sure that you're not like that the ghost is not in this starter area. So we're just gonna turn off our head cam real quick and then go into the corner here and just wait. Immediate hunt. And it's not close. So now we're a little safer. We can turn on the head cam again to see. Very important. This is required. Shit. You hear that sound? It was close. Now what's gonna make this extra hard is that if you've never done challenge runs where the ghost is really fast, the ghosts are going to be 150% speed, which means that it's going to be much harder if you're used to 100% speed to figure out the speed of the ghost, like what the actual ghost speed is. The hunts are also super long, of course. I'm going to quickly walk over here and do something very important, which is ring the bell for good luck. You got to ring it at least once, preferably twice. It's crazy fast. It's not a miling because we could hear it totally fine from relatively far away while it wasn't even glitching our equipment yet. So this also kind of requires you to at least have a base knowledge of no evidence runs, but I am gonna go over everything here. And there's also what you have to know, what you have to realize is that there is a pretty good chance that you will not be solving this run here. You're probably gonna have to do like at least 10 runs, maybe even more, before you solve it. That's why it's such a hard challenge, and that's where you get a permanent trophy unlocked for it, because it is extremely difficult, and you might have to, because you need specific ghosts. You need specific ghosts, because if you get something like a Djinn is actually impossible because the breaker is broken by default. So you cannot figure out a Djinn, you cannot figure out Urays or Gorios very well. So it's you're basically looking for the ghosts that you can figure out during a hunt. Even like mares and demons are very difficult. So anyway, it's not a Myling because we could hear it from pretty far away. It is also not a Revenant because that ghost was fast as hell, and Revenants are really slow. During this, they're one of the easiest that you can have. And the absolute best one you can have is a Dio, which this one sadly wasn't, because the Dio will rush towards you, and you will still be able to... Is it hunting? You will still be able to outrun it. I should hold the crucifix, by the way. It is hunting right now. Oh, it stopped hunting just now. You will still be able to outrun it even at 50% speed. So that is, if you just want to reset until you get a Dio, I don't blame you. That's one way to beat this challenge right here. I also think it wasn't a Thay or a Moroi because it wasn't, like, insane fast. I think our next step is finding where the ghost actually is. I think it was coming... We're just gonna have to wait out another hunt and then see where it's gonna come from. So it's not hunting right now. This is a very important trick as well, in case you don't know. You can flick the light switches. You cannot flick the light switch during a hunt. So if you just turn it off and on, and it suddenly doesn't allow you to do that anymore, that means the hunt has just started, which can be really useful to time certain things. Such as figuring out whether or not it's a spirit or if it's a demon when it hunted super early. So I'm just flicking the light switch here. It's not hunting very aggressively. It's leaving pretty large portions in between the hunts. So you would assume it's not a demon. But demons can be pretty tricky, and sometimes they just don't hunt very, very often. Yeah, this ghost is extremely shy. It might be a shade, but that's hard to say. One thing that's going to be very hard during this challenge is actually go to the ghost room. Because you're so slow and the ghost is so fast, even if you have... Oh, there we go, finally. So it just started hunting. It's going to be very hard to get away from it, even after a hunt. I'm not hearing anything. I'm gonna walk. It's risky, but I want to see where it comes from. So I have my smudge out. One of the best and only hiding spots, honestly, is the piano over here. There's a few more, depending on the location of the ghost, but this one is always available here. Okay, I'm just genuinely not hearing anything. I think it just accidentally rushed to the middle. Is there blinking lights over there? No, that's like a firelight, I think. Okay, so one thing that's extremely annoying about this map, and that hopefully will get changed at some point, but right now it's still in the game, is that during a hunt, the wings, the like left and right wings, upstairs and downstairs, will get locked during the hunt. Which means that if you're outside of that area, you cannot go in it, and if you're inside, you're locked in that area, potentially with an angry ghost that's gonna kill your ass. So that's pretty fucked up. And it can make it very dangerous. So what are we doing right now? We're just trying to find where the ghost is, because that's our start. We always gotta find where the ghost is. It is relatively easy to find the ghost, because it's always gonna be hunting all the time, right? So what I recommend is just go hide into a room like this on one side, wait for it to hunt. That'll tell you if it's either upstairs here or downstairs below me. This wing specifically is pretty dangerous. There's not really any good hiding spots here. There used to be a really good looping spot in this that you've probably seen me use if you've seen me doing apocalypse challenges in the past. They have since removed that. They have now, you can no longer loop the ghost there, so this hallway has become a lot more dangerous. Wait, it's actually totally... Is this a mimic? Or a Hantu? That is way faster than usual. So it might be a Hantu. So, a hunt on this map, on this difficulty, takes 50 seconds, I think. Okay. Smudging just in case. Okay, I smudged the ghost there at 25:20. Okay, this is fucked up. So it's kind of just experience, and it is a little tricky. I did get it to blow out a firelight, and I did cleanse it. Why did I not repel it? Because... Oh, shit. Ghost still going. Because it didn't see me. What did I say? 25:20, right? You want to have, preferably, a timer that is gonna... That you, like, either have your phone... What I would recommend... Have your phone, like, set to a timer of 3 minutes, and then as soon as you smudge during a hunt and you have, like, a moment of safety, press the timer so that it starts, and you get... You can figure out, like, if it's a demon or a spirit based on that. Alternatively, you could use the built-in timer in Steam, set this to 3 minutes. Now, the problem is that you cannot... do this with a hotkey. You have to go into your Steam overlay and then click play here, which you can't really do if you're running away from the ghost. So, yeah. Or you can have a friend who helps you out. Or alternatively, what I do is I have a timer on my OBS that I like read out loud, and then chat remembers or reminds me. So it's fast. A ghost would... Is it hunting already? A ghost would be very fast, but not this fast if it is 150% speed. I'm gonna hide a little bit. So what are we dealing with here? There's a few ghosts that are possible. If you get a really fast ghost like this one right here, you're probably dealing with one of these three. You're dealing with Hantu, Moroi, or Thay. So you have to figure out which of these three it is. If you get a somewhat fast ghost, you're probably dealing with the twins, or could also be a Hantu, but probably the twins, because this one is only 5% faster, but that does make a big difference. It will be 5% faster or 5% slower, randomly, 50% of the time. It will be one or the other. You preferably want a ghost that has a special speed, because those you can figure out while not even being close to the ghost. Now, you're gonna have to be close to the ghost eventually to get a ghost photo, which is potentially gonna kill us even in this round, because it's extremely hard to get a ghost photo, but we're gonna have to try that. I just want another hunt, because the first thing you want to do is, can I even figure out the ghost to begin with? Like, it's not gonna matter if you didn't get the ghost photo or the objectives if you fucking died while figuring out the ghost, right? Like, you want to make sure that you know what the ghost is. That's the most important. Okay, it's hunting now. It's still super fast. Yeah, 10%, sorry, 10%. It will be 10% faster or slower, the twins, I think. It's 10 or 5. It's a very negligible number. Compared to, like, the insane, like, 50% faster Moroi and Thay shit. Thay is way faster than Moroi, but... yeah, it's 10% up and down, which is very noticeable if you first have a fast version and then this. This is insane. This seems Thay to me, but I'm gonna tell you how to test this exactly once I escape this hellhole. So right now that I know that you want to get the ghost to exhibit the same behavior 2 times in a row. Why? Because it could be a mimic, and mimics will like change behavior every hunt basically. So if I had a really fast ghost now, but then a totally normal ghost or a different ghost entirely, like another fast ghost, then we would know it's a mimic, and we would have been able to already be done here. I'm gonna just quickly run outside, as in very slowly walk outside, but give me a second. I'm running, guys! I'm going as fast as I can! Oh, shit! It's gonna kill me! What the fuck? Holy! Okay. I lived. You gotta make sure that you don't just walk into the ghost, because as I said, even though a hunt just ended, the hunts are so long and you are so slow that there's a really good chance that there will be another hunt before you get to actually leave the map. And I saw in this ghost behavior that it was going up and down through this. I'm gonna step to the side here. Nah, it's going crazy, man. The hunts are gonna be so long. I wanna leave. Is it done? I have a smudge. It's done? Okay, so the light switch once again helps you out. Can I believe it could actually hunt again before I get out here? That would be a total disaster. Please let me leave. Now, there is a pretty neat trick that you can do. Since the hunts last 50 seconds, it's 50 seconds, right? Or is it 60 seconds? Wait, I need to look this up real quick. It's 60 seconds on this map. On this map with max hunt length, it is 60 seconds. It would be even longer if you had the cursed possession, but we don't have the cursed possession, obviously, because that's part of the hardest difficulty. So 60 seconds, you can sometimes use that to do some really interesting stuff, which is if you know exactly when the hunt started and you set like a timer or something, then you can run straight into the ghost in the last 5 seconds as long as you have a smudge stick. Try to take a ghost photo, smudge the ghost, keep taking photos, try to take the ghost photo, and then the hunt will be over before you have to hide. Now, if you have to time it really perfect for that to work out, and the ghost has to be close to you, but that is something you can do in case you, like, if all else fails, you can try that trick, but obviously there's a lot of things that have to line up for that. Now, we already did the hardest one, which is Firelight here. Cleanse we did. Repel is going to be easy because we're going to have to do that during a hunt anyway. So now I'm going to grab 2 smudge sticks and my photo cam because we're going to have to do a ghost photo during a hunt, which will be very fun. We could also get lucky and get a ghost event, which I think might actually be a decent thing to try here. I would highly recommend trying for a ghost event if you have it over in the left upstairs, because at the left upstairs, there's a really good hiding spot in the first room that will always be available. You can hide behind a bed. I can quickly show you if I just go over there. It's gotta be slow though. You know what? I think what I'm gonna do is after we get this run to be done, I'll change my speed to 150% with infinite speed, and then I'll show you some common hiding spots in different areas, because this is gonna like actually last. This is gonna take forever if I walk. So let's just focus on doing the challenge, and then afterwards I'll show you some extra hiding spots that you can use. Okay, we're already locked out here. Okay, so it's still going crazy. So now that we know that this ghost is clearly crazy fast, how are we gonna distinguish between the super fast ghosts? There is some pretty simple tricks that you can do. First of all, I think this is like, I have to smudge here. Fuck. I thought it came into this room. That's so bad. Yes. What? I was literally smudging! What? Excuse me, how did it kill me? I was literally actively smudging the ghosts, huh? Okay. Welcome to Apocalypse bullshit. So I think my first instinct that this is a Thay, because it is way too fast. Which I assume it was a Hantu. Okay, so Hantu would have actually been the easiest to figure out here, because as I was just gonna explain, but then the ghost literally just was like, fuck your smudge stick, I'm gonna kill you. The Hantu, because the custom difficulty has the breaker disabled, it's broken, it will always be off. Thus, you can use the Hantu ability at all times. What is the Hantu ability? It will have this freezing breath effect happening constantly that you can see from literally across the hallway. So even if you see it all the way at the end of the hallway, you can easily see this breath effect happening, which will just give the Hantu away immediately. And Hantus and Thays will be the fastest on this difficulty. Morrows will be slightly slower. Now, we're gonna hop back in. That just gonna happen, even though we would have totally been able to get that ghost correct, and then it was just a question, would we have gotten the ghost photo? You're just gonna die, even if you played the game for 3,000 hours, you're just gonna die sometimes. So first thing, we've loaded into another game. Let's check the objectives. Crucifix, EMF, motions detector. No! These are all horrible. Crucifix specifically is absolutely terrible, because you need to go to the ghost room and then hopefully not die. You don't want this one. EMF reader, you also kind of need to go to the ghost room, which is extremely annoying. And motion sensor is an easy one, because you could just like place it in the path of a ghost during the hunt, but you definitely don't want crucifix and EMF, crucifix being the worst. So I'm gonna leave this one, bounce back out, load back in, until we get better objectives. These are kind of possible. So motion sensor is possible, placing the thing inside of the path of the ghost. Paramic you can do from really far away. And Firelight you can do if it comes to the chapel. Now, it is unfortunate to have all three non-super easy ones, so I would still reset this one. I would take in a combination of these as long as I had like one or two other easy ones, but you just want to have not three things that you need to bring in items super slow. It's just gonna, you're just gonna regret it later. Oh man, this would have actually been perfect. So photo of the ghost is actually the best objective that you can get, because you need to do this anyway. However, crucifix is just so bad that you cannot possibly do a round with crucifix. It's just not worth it. You're just gonna regret it. Okay. Firelight, Paramic, and Escape. Now, Paramic is one that you might regret eventually, but you might also have to do this. So we're just gonna roll with this one. It's a bit tricky, but I think we can do it. It's just gonna come down to the ghost anyway. Now, what you can totally do, and it's totally fair because this challenge is so fucked up, is to reset if you don't get it. Like, go pretty hard and aggressive on figuring out the ghost. If you cannot figure it out on like the first two hunts, it is honestly very much worth, or like it will save you a lot of time to just reset and do another run. Because if you eventually, like, it's fun to be able to figure out if it's a yokai, but it's gonna take a long time, and you might also still end up getting it wrong. Like, the worst thing that can happen is you've spent so much time doing all objectives and like take the ghost photo, and then it ends up being like a Goryo and you got it wrong, right? I need to actually wait for the ghost to hunt first. I just have to ding the bell for good luck real quick. I'm gonna hold on to this, sit over here and just wait. Not doing anything right now. What you shouldn't be like, okay, it didn't hunt right away, there's got to be a shade. I've done that in the past, and it's often led to sadness. Okay, so it's not close by, so we can walk now. We can also put away our crucifix. You kind of want to get to this room in case it's a Dio. Then you can loop it. So I'm not hearing... Well, speak of the fucking devil, bro! Okay, then. So, this is the perfect situation. You can just loop it around this table here forever because it's so... Oh my god, I'm actually getting stuck. I'm getting stuck on the fucking... Okay, never mind. You can't loop right there. That's where you gotta have smudges. Okay. I'm just gonna run, so what you can also just do... You don't have to loop. You can just fucking hold W and just keep going straight. Just hold W. Hopefully this is not a mimic. That would be horrible. And we're just gonna slowly walk away. There you go. Okay. So this is the ideal situation. We'll be able to complete these objectives relatively easily. So I'm going to leave immediately here. Set up this stuff right here. And then we need to grab a photo cam. Photo cam is the most important. So this is what you can do. I just got extremely lucky that it happened to me right here. But I mean, this is a guide, so I guess kind of what you want to happen. Like, it's a perfect example of how you can much more easily do this challenge if you get the right ghost type. So why was that a Dio? If you haven't seen a Dio ever, it came rushing from across the map to my exact location because Dios know where you are, no matter where you are. You cannot hide from them. And then once they get close to you, they'll slow down like to an absolute crawl, slower than even the slowest possible speed, as you saw right there. So now I need to do the paramic, but first I want to do the ghost photo. So we're just gonna go back in. Make sure to always have a smudge stick, because if you get yourself stuck in a corner, it's not gonna be possible to like run around it. That's gonna be very hard. So I kind of want to be in the chapel here. That would be the best place to be for the photo because there's a lot of light there. Yeah, it's not slow to begin with. It's super... Okay, here we go. We're gonna get rushed again. It's really far though, so maybe we can make it. Go, go, go. Hopefully it's a Dio, otherwise this is a mimic. Okay. Okay, brother! I'm gonna run into the chapel first. This is a push door, right? It's a push door? Okay. We gotta go, go, go. So, I got the ghost photo there, which is extremely easy when it's a Dio. I'm gonna explain you a little bit on how to take the ghost photo if you have a perfect situation like this. I'm also probably just gonna... I'm walking backwards so I know if it's not too close right now. So you're literally just gonna walk slowly away from the ghost, like this. And then it's gonna stop hunting. So I got the ghost photo right here. How did I do that? This is the ideal situation once again. You're not gonna really be able to do this. The way that I personally take ghost photos, maybe other people have different strategies for this, is I wait for... So you see the ghost blink, right? The ghost will be blinking during a hunt, which makes it hard to take a photo. But there's like a maximum time that can be between blinks. So what I try to look for is for a long blink, and then I have kind of an intuition for how... Like, you can't have a blink that is like 2 seconds, unless you have a phantom. So I wait for like a blink that's like half a second into the blink, then I take my picture because there's like a window of like a quarter of a second to half a second after you take the picture, where if the ghost blinks in, you will capture it and you will get the photo. So if you wait for a long blink, the ghost has to eventually blink back in. It won't be able to be invisible forever. So if you wait for those long blinks, then you take a picture, there's a pretty good chance that the ghost has to blink back in, and then you take the picture. Or alternatively, which is gonna be 90% of the time how you take the ghost photo during this, you fucking smudge and then you right click and pray that you get the picture. You have to have the tier 3. You just, because obviously most of the time the ghost will be actively murdering your ass if you have anything but a Dio. So what are we gonna do? We are gonna like stay at a far angle. So you're gonna be in a hallway or something, and then get the ghost to spot you. Spam a few photos, grab your smudge stick, smudge the ghost, spam 2 photos, and then go to your next smudge stick, do the smudge stick, spam maybe one photo, and then get the fuck out of there, go to safety. What you have to keep in mind, what's really important, is that your photo cam, the photo cam has a really annoying, oh god. Has it, fuck, bro. There's something really annoying with the photo cam that they've changed recently, which is that you can no longer spam and rotate your items immediately. So I'll take a photo and then immediately try to change items. That's how long it takes. You saw, since the photo, I was swapping items. It took like a second before I could swap my items, which is because of that change, which is extremely annoying and has made getting the ghost photos so much more difficult during an apocalypse challenge. So you kind of just want to go like smudge, take a picture, take a picture, take a picture. Oh, I'm actually gonna die here potentially because it walked into me. That was way too risky. So that's how you want to do it against most ghosts. You want to smudge, spam pictures. You actually saw I got the picture there, right? I got it several times. Or I got it an extra time. That's what you want to do against most ghosts. Against this ghost, I have an extra luxury that I can just slowly walk away from it. But that was extremely scary. I dodged it. Holy shit. Okay, so now that we've gotten the photo, that's really important. We know what the ghost is. We got the picture. We need to do the paramic objectives. Now, most of the time, you're just gonna point the paramic at a ghost from a really far away distance. And wait until you get a paramic sound. This can also be done during the hunt, so make sure to just have the paramic at all times, but obviously don't have it turned on when the ghost is too close to you, because then you're gonna get killed, because it's gonna detect your equipment. And because you can do it during the hunt, we're gonna just pray for this to happen during a hunt. We're gonna hold onto our smudge sticks just in case. We're gonna walk in here extremely slowly. We did smudge it, so... we just have to hope that we get to the chapel before it starts hunting. But even if it hunts you in the worst spot, you can always just smudge it. You got to make sure to have the smudges. You want to try and use your smudges as effectively as possible. What can happen sometimes during an apocalypse challenge is that you just feel so in danger that you use like 2 smudge sticks on the first hunt and then 2 smudge sticks on the second hunt. And if you don't have any more smudge sticks, taking the ghost photo is going to be almost impossible. So make sure to save smudge sticks for getting the taking the ghost photo during a hunt, right? Because otherwise you're just going to have to get really lucky. Now they changed another thing. I know this sounds like I'm making this out to be really hard. That's because it is really hard. They changed another thing, which is that you can no longer take the ghost photo from really far away. You gotta be close to the ghost. So you have to get the ghost to come to you, smudge it, take a photo, spam photos, smudge it again, spam photos, and then try and hide. Which you can hide, for example, behind the piano. You can try to time it so that the hunt is almost over. I'm just waiting for the ghost to run to me here, by the way. It's gonna come here any second. I assume we can actually hear it coming from far away with the paramic. The fuck? Someone got shot over there? It does. So this is very important. I see this asked in chat. Does it have to be a 3-star photo? No. It could be a 1-star and it still counts. It doesn't matter. It needs to be a ghost photo, but it could be of any rank. So that's why you can still, you just gotta spam pictures. You don't have to worry about being close to the ghost. If you can get it from far away, go for it. You just gotta make sure that you account for that like brief period after taking a picture where you can't rotate your inventory. Okay. Bro, this is fucking terrifying. Okay, so you gotta point it at the ghost. I'm just gonna walk over here first. So we're gonna walk into this direction. I'm just trying to not get stuck here. And then you just gotta point it at the ghost. This is actually easier if it's not a Dio, honestly. Dio makes this harder. Because you gotta hold a really clean line. Because otherwise you get killed. Because you're so close to the ghost. Did we get it? Okay, so we did not get it there that time. This could take several hunts. You could just, yeah, we could see a little better here potentially without the head cam even. For most of the time, you're just going to be sitting in a room far away from the ghost, pointed at the ghost, and then just wait until you get a scream. In this situation, it is actually going to be a lot more involved because I have to continually keep looping the ghost. So I'm just going to keep doing this until I get the scream to happen here on the paramic. Oh, here we go. Okay. I'm waiting. Oh boy. Bro, I hate this shit. Can you fucking whisper? Please. It's gonna stop hunting any second. Fuck. Was that it? That was it. Okay, I didn't hear it, but you just gotta keep pointing at it. You just gotta keep pointing at it, and then eventually you'll get it. Okay, so we did it. This is it. That is the thing with this challenge. If you get it, the runs are not even gonna be that long. Like you're gonna spend so much time dying and resetting. The actual successful run will usually only be like between 10 to 20 minutes, depending on the ghost type. If you really went to grind for like getting an on Rio or something, I really hope it's gonna let me out here. Okay, well, this is the unfortunate situation that you're sometimes running into. And this situation is way worse, and it could actually kill us here. There's just nothing I can do. I have to smudge it and then pray to God that I can walk through it. So I'm gonna smudge it. And then hopefully... Oh, it could actually easily kill me here. Okay, perfect. So yeah, just have to hope that you can walk through it. You could easily die in that situation. Also, ding the bell for good luck. Thank you so much, sir. Now, we do get a little bit of safety after this hunt because we just smudged it. So we should be able to leave here. But that is definitely the worst case scenario. I'm just holding W. I'm not taking any chances here. I have another smudge, so I should be fine. Hold W. Just run as slow as humanly possible. Okay, now we really have to pray that it's not gonna do that again, but I think that we should be fine. Most of the time, this won't be an issue. This is only an issue if you did the reset until you get a Dio in your run, which is ultimately the easiest way to do this challenge if you really wanna, if you don't mind potentially like resetting 20 times to do it. I still want to show you some things. I still want to show you the hiding spots because there's some really good hiding spots. There you go. Can I leave? There you go. That you can use during this challenge. And I want to show you one other thing, which is how would I have taken the ghost photo if it wasn't like a Dio? Because that is still something that is like extremely difficult at times. So make sure to do a checklist if you've done everything correctly. So you need all checks here. We got all objectives. That's the first thing. Second thing, take the ghost photo. It's just gotta say ghost here. You don't need to take a full book. It doesn't have to be a 3-star. As long as it says ghost with any stars, you got it. And then obviously make sure to double check and fill in that you got like what ghost type you think it is. Which hopefully you'll be certain of that. So we're just gonna say Dio. We did everything. Now obviously I already have this, so we're not gonna see like the trophy unlock. Actually, it might still say that. I think it might still say that you get it. No, it doesn't. Unless, oh no, it does. There you go. Reward unlocks. So it'll actually it pop-ups like this. You don't have to do the bronze, silver, and gold trophy like separately. You can just do gold and you'll get all the previous ones as well. So there you go. That's how it's done. And you also get 8,400 experience because this is an extremely high challenge with the 15 times. And then you'll be the proud owner of these beautiful trophies right here, as well as this really cool badge that I actually absolutely love. This badge right here is insanely cool with like the glistening as well. Okay, so now I'm going to change a few things. I'm going to set it to just quickly amateur and 150% player speed so that I can show you a few hiding spots. Give me a second. So, I'm just gonna grab my flashlight. I have flashlight right now because we're just going for the hiding spots. So, oh, there's a few. I'll start with the ones that are closest to the entrance. There is this one, obviously, right here. Almost never will the ghost come this way unless you're dealing with a Dio or it saw you over this way, then it will come this way. So this is kind of a safe place to hide if you need to wait for the ghost to stop hunting. Alternatively, you can be behind stuff, so such as this, you can be behind here. If you are in this spot, the ghost would have to first come into this room and then also go behind this and then would kill you. There's not gonna be like many guaranteed hiding spots. There's just spots that are slightly safer than others. Then there is the one that I often use, which is right here in this corner. You can sit right here. And unless the ghost comes into this very corner here, you should be safe in this area. Now, what you have to keep in mind with any of these hiding spots is that they no longer are safe if the ghost saw you enter them, or, like, let's say I'm standing here and I smudge the ghost as it comes to this location, it's gonna keep running around this area a little bit. So there's a pretty decent chance that you would then get killed during that same hunt because it saw you. Like if you sit here and the ghost never saw you, there's almost zero chance that you die there. But if it chased you into that area, then yes, you can sometimes die. What are bad hiding spots, for example? I have had absolutely terrible luck with this hiding spot right here. I don't know why. I think it's because the ghost can see you through the, like, underneath it. I thought this would be a good hiding spot. It's not at all. I've died here many times, so I don't think that you should hide there yourself. The best hiding spot by far is this one right here. I've set the difficulty to have no hiding spots, which is obviously what you're gonna have during Apocalypse. This one looks like this if there is not a hiding spot here. However, this is a better hiding spot than the one that is here if there is no hiding spot, or if there is a hiding spot. It's really weird why that works like that. If there is a hiding spot, it's set up like this, which is a much higher chance for the ghost to just walk behind here. Whereas if it's like this, I have sat here with the ghost actively chasing me into this hiding spot. It came into the room, I got into this hiding spot, and it still does not find you. It somehow, even if it gets to this area, just cannot see you here. I don't know why. It's not like totally safe, like you can't have your equipment turned on, obviously, because then it's gonna kill you, but it is pretty much a guaranteed safety spot. So this is my personal, absolute favorite place to take a ghost photo during a hunt. You wanna, like, for example, if it's over there, it comes around that corner, you take 2 pictures, you go into this room, you smudge it, you try to take 2 more pictures, and then you go behind here after the second smudge. That is like the way that I usually try it. Now, it might take you several hunts. That's why it can be really hard to get the ghost photo, and sometimes I also, like, let's say that the ghost is in this area, right? Let's say that this is the ghost room. You could actually sit here for a really long time and hope that eventually the ghost does a ghost event in this area, because the ghost can do ghost events from a really far away angle, or from really far away, and then you can easily take the ghost photo, obviously. Or if I'm here, I can smudge the ghost, make sure I have a timer, and then use the 90 seconds that I have between, like, hitting the smudge stick and the ghost being able to hunt again, to try and bait out a ghost event by being close to the ghost, being as loud as possible, try to get a ghost event and take the ghost photo that way. That is also a pretty good way that you can do it. So yeah, that is pretty much all the hiding spots here. None of these rooms really have hiding spots. The way that I would hide if I don't have a hiding spot is just go into the room and hide here. You don't want to hide behind the door anymore. That doesn't work. You just want to sit in the room and just pray to God that the ghost doesn't come in here. You preferably want to stay to the side of the door, because if the ghost walks by, it could open the door, and then if you're sitting right here, it's gonna be like, hello there, and then come inside and fucking murder your ass. Whereas if you're sitting here, it could open the door, and then you would still be safe from it seeing you like a little guy at the end of the room and murder you. But sometimes you're just gonna get killed. Like what you saw, what happened in the first round here, where the ghost just ran on top of us. That just happens sometimes. You're gonna be running into that all the time. This also locks during a hunt. So if you're running away from the ghost, it's not gonna lock at the bottom. but it does lock at the top. So make sure that you don't run in here during a hunt, because then you're gonna be stuck there and get locked and get killed, because you can't run away. Another hiding spot. Down here, there is almost nothing in terms of hiding spots, and I personally just go into any of these rooms. There is this one that almost never works for me. Yeah, this one. I mean, this one does work relatively well. It's just anything that's blocked. Like, you have to keep in mind that the ghost cannot see through objects, but the ghost could still walk in here and kill you. So that one could work. And I think there's another one. This one does not work very well. This one, I think the ghost can sometimes just see through it. I mean, I can see through it as well, but I've had pretty bad success with this one. So if you're in this area and you can make it to this one, I would say preferably this hiding spot right here, but anything is better than no hiding spot, obviously. So yeah, some of these have no hiding spot, like this is just fully blocked off. Then there is this, for example, which is decent because you can sit right here or even behind here, which is even better. So yeah, just look into a room close to the ghost to see if you have a hiding spot there. What you really don't want, what I think is personally like reset worthy terrible, is if you have a kitchen ghost. It is extremely hard to go this way, to go behind through this hall and then be over there. The kitchen is an absolutely massive room, so smudge, like doing a crucifix is gonna be almost impossible, even though you don't really want to be doing that anyway. Like, this room is just so massive, you don't really want to you don't really want to have this as your ghost room. So if you have this and you don't know immediately what the ghost is, I'd say just reset until you get a better ghost room. There is like no good hiding spots here. The hiding spot that I use is this one, but as you saw, it doesn't always work. This is, in my opinion, the best hiding spot in this like whole hallway. And you can kind of use this as like a safety checkpoint before going to that side. But yeah, it's the ghost could just randomly walk into you and murder you for no reason. That's just how they work sometimes. And it also works extra like that because they're so much faster during the apocalypse challenge. Then over here, there really isn't anything safe. It used to be that you could loop this spot like back and forth here, and then the ghost would be ping-ponged like back and forth over there because it couldn't pass through this little hole here. But they blocked this off entirely, which I think is extremely stupid. I feel like it would have been much better if they just moved this further into the hallway so that the ghost could just pass through that, because right now it's like another block inside of this hallway. So yeah, this has made this hallway much more dangerous, and you're just gonna be hiding inside of the rooms, behind anything you can find. This doesn't block line of sight because it's too low. It has to be high enough. There is, however, a hiding spot downstairs over here, which is pretty good. It is this one right here. This hiding spot is always available. You can sit right there, so you can like go over here, bait the ghost to walk around, take photos, spam photos, hit him with the first smudge, spam photos, hit him with the second smudge, or already start hiding if it ran upstairs or something. Like, you preferably want to use one smudge, but if you have to use two smudges, it's got to be that way. So yeah, those are pretty much all the hiding spots that I have to offer for you. It's not going to be very safe. It's going to be very dangerous, obviously. So let me show you one time just trying to take the ghost photo during a hunt on the Apocalypse Challenge and how hard that can be. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna grab all my two smudges and a photo cam right now, and obviously you want the head cam as well. Now sadly the head cam is gonna glitch out when the ghost gets close, so it's not really gonna help you to take the ghost photo very much. But I'm just gonna slowly make my way to wherever the ghost is and then try to set up a ghost photo. Yeah, I don't think it's hunting yet, and I forgot to show you this one right here. This is also a hiding spot. Under the stairs is this bookshelf, and you could hide behind the bookshelf right here. So that's a decent one. And in the office over here is also a decent hiding spot. This one right here. This is in the middle of the map downstairs. There's also a decent hiding spots behind this little block here. So you just gotta find the closest, like, somewhat safe location. It's not hunting or it's very far away, so I'm just gonna keep looking for the ghost. It is hunting, but I don't know where it is. There we go. Wait, it's actually a fucking revenant. No wonder I couldn't find it. Okay, well okay. That's another good example. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I run into the ghost. So we're on the right at this moment. We don't really have a good hiding spot here. I'm waiting a little bit until the hunt is slightly underway, so I don't have to survive that long after showing myself. So it's already been like 40 seconds since the hunt started. So now I just want to see the ghost. It might have gone downstairs. This would have been the perfect opportunity to do the ping pong strat, but that doesn't work anymore. Oh shit. Oh my god, did I get it? No, oh, I did it! So that's a perfect example of what you want to do. You just want to wait until the hunt is close to being over. You fucking spam the shit out of taking photos. And then you pray to God that you get a 1, 2, or 3 star. It could have easily been no photos here. The next move there was smudging another time and doing as many pictures as possible. Now, this only works what I just did if you time it to be at the end of the hunt, but I kind of had to do that because I didn't have a good hiding spot here. If you have a decent hiding spot, you can just take a picture or spam pictures, smudge, spam pictures again, and then go smudge again and go behind your hiding spot. Now you have to keep in mind that you move extremely slow. So in this case, we don't have this is a revenant. So if I had grinded for good objectives here, this would have been another apocalypse victory. So once again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Other people can help you out. I can help you out in the comments. It's very difficult to do. You're gonna die. You're gonna get it wrong. That's part of why it's satisfying to complete it, and why I still like to do it every now and then. Because it is just truly the ultimate challenge. And having those trophies, they're just beautiful trophies that are really fun to have. What you have to keep in mind is the objectives is very important, because the worst thing that can happen is that you finally got a ghost that you can figure out, you got a DO, and then you forgot that you had like a ghost event objective or something, which is absolutely horrible. So yeah, you would be very sad in that situation. So why was that a revenant? It was super slow when it was far away, but as soon as it saw me, it came barreling down the hallway to get to my exact location. And also it was like, okay. That's why we gotta wait for another hunt to make sure that it is a revenant. That's fucking hilarious. Okay, that was just one hunt. If we did another hunt and it wasn't a revenant, then we would have known it was a mimic. But that was just a single hunt, and then you can get fucked over by the mimic. That's a hilarious way to end it off. So yeah, if you do that and you get the objectives and you don't make a stupid mistake like what I just did, that's hilarious. So the mimic, by the way, can be any ghost. It can just turn into any ghost. That's why you gotta do several hunts to see if you get the same behavior several times in a row, because then it can be a mimic, because a mimic would swap into something else. Now there are, which ghosts can you do during this? I kind of didn't even focus on that because I assumed that if you're wanting to tackle the apocalypse challenge, you already did, you already know how no evidence works, but I can give you a quick crash course. So Revenant's gonna be slow and then fast. That's the one we thought we had just now. Hantu, as I said, Hantu, Thay, and Moroi are all gonna be super fast. Hantu and Thay do not speed up during a hunt. The difference between them is the cold breath that the Hantu does, and the Thay would just be extremely fast as well. The Moroi would get faster during a hunt and would also be disabled by the smudge stick for a little longer, 7.5 seconds instead of 5 seconds during a hunt. The Raichu will glitch your equipment from much further away, and when it gets close to you, when you have your equipment turned on, it will be super fast as well. Myling can be extremely dangerous on this challenge because it will not be able, you'll not be able to hear it unless it's already way too close to you and in range to like blow you up within like 2 seconds, 1-2 seconds. So because of the range that you can't hear them from far away. Dio, obviously we already saw that one. Twins will be 10% faster or 10% slower. These are like, I'm going in like order of how easy it is to figure them out, because some you can still figure out, such as the Phantom, which if you have a Phantom, you probably, even though you can figure out the ghost, getting the ghost photo is going to be almost impossible because the ghost will be blinking much slower, thus making the ghost photo exponentially more difficult and almost impossible. Wraith, you can do by placing salt during a hunt. like place it in a hallway where the ghost has been walking through. You can figure out a wraith that way. Spirit is actually another relatively easy one because you can just smudge the ghost and then have a timer if it waits for longer than 3 minutes, and you get that 2 times because sometimes the ghosts don't hunt, so don't immediately think spirit, but if you get it 2 times, you know it's spirit. Those are easy. Demon, if you smudge it and it hunts after 60 seconds, that could give away demon, or if you get it to hunt within 20 seconds after another hunt, like if it spams hunts within 20 seconds of each other, because every other ghost has to wait 25 seconds between hunts before it can hunt again, so you can figure that one out. Yokai is very dangerous, very scary. You could do this one by sitting in a room, having your equipment turned on, and then letting the ghost run by, and if it comes into your room, it's probably not a yokai. If it doesn't, and it just keeps running by, even though it's super close to you, and it doesn't detect your equipment, you know it's a yokai. Obake is another really hard one. You could do it, but if you look down a hallway and you see it change into a different ghost model, but it's just relatively rare. If you don't loop it for a whole hunt, which is impossible here, you're probably not going to be able to do that, but you could get lucky and see it. It's just very hard. Poltergeist, another really hard one, but sometimes this one is like kind of, it baits you a lot of the time, but sometimes you hear so many throws happening all over the place that you could be like, okay, maybe this is a poltergeist, but a lot of the time it will just be a normal ghost anyway. Banshees, they will be roaming towards you. Now, you have to be on the same floor as the Banshee. Keep that in mind. So if the Banshee is downstairs, it's not going to roam upstairs to your location. But if you're on the same floor, it will come to you, and that's one of the easy ones to figure out together with Wraith and Phantom, potentially, that will come to your location. Banshee does it the most out of all of them, so you can figure it out if it's, like, really far away from the ghost room. There's Yurei. You could get lucky that you hear the Yurei ability. It's almost impossible. You're probably not gonna get it, so I'm gonna, like, that one is just, you're just unlucky. Oni, same thing with Phantom, but the opposite. It will be blinking a lot more, which will make getting the photo very easy, but it's really hard to figure out because of your equipment glitching out. Like, you're not going to be having a good eye on the ghost, so doing any of the abilities that require you to have, like, long sight of the ghost during a hunt is very hard, but it is doable. Now we're getting to the pretty much impossible ghosts. Mare, you'd have to get into the ghost room and then flick a bunch of light switches, hope that it turns them off. You're never going to be able to do that. You're going to get murdered easily. Like, it's almost impossible. So that one, just give up, pretty much. On Rio, technically, you could place a crucifix and a candle in the ghost room. Really depends on the location. You could get this to work, but it's so dangerous to be close to the ghost because it's so fast and there's no grace period. But this one could technically be done. And then Mimic is actually relatively easy because you could figure this one out by just seeing a different behavior. You just got to get a lot of hunts until you eventually see like a Revenant that we just got, and then it ends up being then you know it's a Mimic if it changes behavior drastically. Jinn is totally impossible because there's no breaker, so it doesn't have any abilities. Goryo is pretty much totally impossible. The only way would be to see if it changes ghost room, but you almost never will actually know what the ghost room is because you're just going to be far away from it. But if you do somehow know exactly what the ghost room is and then it changes, you can rule out a Goryo. It's almost not going to happen though. And then Shade, you would have to be inside of the ghost room and see that it doesn't hunt anymore. Once again, super dangerous, probably not going to work. But you could also alternatively get just very little hunts. If you get extremely few hunts and it takes a long time between hunts, you could be like, okay, maybe this is a Shade, and just have a good guess. That sometimes works. And then Mare, as I said, is just throwaway. So that is basically every single ghost. Quickly talked about. Some of them really hard. These last 4 here are like by far the hardest that you're probably not going to find. But everything else is technically possible. Oh, Yurei as well. But everything else is technically possible, but you mostly want a ghost that's faster or slower during a hunt. Those are the really good ones. And then you just got to keep going until you reach it, and I believe in you. I think you can do it. Let me know if you've already done this for yourself, or if you maybe used the tips in this video to do it. And I would love to see you get the trophy as well. I love the trophy. I love the challenge. I love this game, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. And if you want to join the lovely game, share and chat, you can join us over at twitch.tv/Instagram. Click the link in the description down below. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.